Hi, my name's Sarah, and I am 50 years old, and I just donated plasma. I just wanted to maybe do like a little field trip and walk you through the process. It's really very easy. It's been 6 months since my last donation, so I was treated like a brand new donor. It's been 6 months since I donated. My protein levels got low. They do random draws of your blood and test it to make sure that you're healthy and there aren't any things that have cropped up, and my protein was low, so they wouldn't let me donate. And then I waited and tried again, and my protein levels were still too low. And the third time, if I had not passed it, I would have had to have a doctor agree to allow me to donate, or they just wouldn't have let me donate. But in that process of getting a passing protein test took me 6 months. The good thing about that, though, is after 6 months where I donate, you're considered a new donor, and new donors get paid more than existing donors. For example, the promotion going right now is for new donors. They get $100 each time they donate for the first 5 donations. And so you can donate twice a week. I just donated on a Saturday. I'm going to be able to come back on Monday and do another donation, but then I have to wait until Saturday because I started on a Saturday. I can only come back on Saturday unless I miss a whole week, and then I can reset to a new day. I feel fine. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything. I started drinking this core water last night at work because I work nights, and it's 30 ounces, and I got almost all of it down. It's important to make sure you're hydrated. Every time I've ever asked anybody who's just zipping through the process what they've done, they always tell me I only drink water. Well, I like tea, so I guess I'll sit there for a little bit longer. Speaking of the process, so I got off work at 9. By the time I got over here, it was say 9:30, and now it's 12:02. So I was here for 2.5 hours, a little bit more than maybe, and I was asked some questions as if I had never donated before. I watched a video as if I had never donated before. The video was 20 minutes. And then I had a medical exam where they checked for irregularities in the lymph nodes, and they listened to my lungs, and then they felt my stomach, pushing around in it. And then I went through my medications that I take, because there's some medications that you take you cannot donate with. If you have certain diseases, you cannot donate. You can be obese. That doesn't impact whether or not you can donate. But you do have to be, relatively healthy. The screening process is pretty, not strenuous, but thorough. So what happens is they stick this big needle in your arm. It's like a big gauge needle, and it sticks out about your arm about 1.5 inches maybe. And your blood is drawn. It goes through this whole process, and then the plasma is separated from the red blood cells, and the red blood cells are returned. If there's ever a problem getting the blood cells returned, then you have to defer for 8 weeks. But today was completely successful. You have to leave the bandage on, and it's pretty tight on there to keep that spot so it can help it to clot up. You have to keep that on for 2 hours. You don't want to mess with it. You just want to leave it alone for 2 hours. And then they recommend that you don't eat beforehand, but they do recommend that you eat afterwards, which I'm going to go get some protein. And then yeah, just make sure you drink lots of water so your body can rehydrate and replenish. And then you can, like I said, go twice a week. You have to have at least 1 day between visits and 7 days between your first visit. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a question. I've done, I think, 47 donations over the course of a couple of years. Something happens and I end up taking a break for whatever reason, school or gets busy or whatever, or like this time I was deferred because of the low protein. But yeah, so I have a picture of what my plasma looked like, and the little tube that you see is, I'm not sure exactly what's in that tube, but I know that if you have a lot of fat in your blood, that it collects there. And the guy beside me that was done way before I got done, he had hardly any fat in his blood. He looked like he was fit and healthy, and I had less fat today than I've had in the past, which I'm certain is because I'm no longer eating sugar. But anyway, that's my experience. Next time I come, I won't have to do anything but answer the questionnaire. I'll take some screenshots of the questions that you have to ask every time you come. And then, depending on like today they were fully staffed, there was hardly any wait time at all for me to get in. So when they're fully staffed, you can answer your questions on your cell phone before you get there, and then you just check in with the QR code. And then depending on how many people are there, you either get to go right back to the screening station where they take your blood pressure, your temperature, and your weight, and they do a blood draw just to do a quick test of your blood to make sure that the levels are coming in where they're supposed to be. And then from there, you'll go back and wait for a phlebotomist to be available. And you're reclined on a bed for the entire time. You have your arm in one position. You won't be moving that at all. But you're free to do, use your phone with your other hand. There was a movie playing today I'd never seen called Rush Hour. I think it was Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker playing. So yeah, and there's always interesting people in there, and the people who work here are very interesting, but they're always very nice. So they gauge the amount of plasma that you're going to give based upon your weight, I believe, and maybe a couple other factors. I don't remember what they are, but once that's done, then they return all your red blood cells, and then they put I think it's a saline solution through, but that stuff's cold, so it's going in. And that's another thing. Take a blanket or something to cover up with, because every time I have ever given plasma, it has been freezing inside, whether it's wintertime or summertime. It is super cold, and then whenever you get to the end, they're flushing that solution through you, and that stuff makes you feel so cold. In fact, I'm sitting in my car right now, warming up. I think it's supposed to be 90 degrees outside today, which I'm sure it probably is, and I'm sitting in a closed car because I was so cold. It feels so good. Starting to warm up. So yeah. If you can, so today I made $100. I'll get, if everything's successful, when I donate again, the next 4 times I'll get $100. And then after that, the first time you donate in a week, I believe, is $45, and then the second time is $70. So I think you can get $125 if I did my math right. So it's $125 per week, without any kind of promotions or anything. And yeah, so what is that, 125, so that's 250, that's $500 a month extra income just for sitting for an hour. Usually the processing part takes about an hour for me. It can be much faster or slower depending on your body. So again, if you have any questions, just leave them below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I will get back to you if you leave any questions. Have a great day. Bye.